Hello everyone, this is Sayak Saha, second year MBA student at AIIMSKalyani. तो आज जो जूनियर्स हैं तो ये पारिजात और ये तपोज्योति. तो पारिजात, first introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Parijat Prasad Sarkar. I got 686 out of 720 in NEET 2021 and secured an All India rank of 594. And currently I am studying in AIIMSKalyani.
And Topojyoti.
Hello everyone, my name is Tapojyoti Bhomik. I secured All India rank of 789 with a score of 681 out of 720, and currently I am a first year UG student of AIIMSKalyani.
So guys, in this video I will clear your some of the doubts which you are facing during your NEET preparation. So if you want to clear more doubts, then you can ask in the comment section. So first of all, Topojyoti and Parijat means how many times means how you guys read NCERT effectively, means how the way to approach NCERT.
So basically there is no thumb rule like this is how we should study NCERT. I'm going to share what I personally feel was the best way, at least for me, and I will also share the mistakes that I have made. So first of all, I used to divide the books, the chapters, into small units, personalized. These are the chapters that I felt are related. So interrelated topics I used to read together, and I used to mark with a pencil so that I can later on, when some of the points that I can't remember, I used to mark them with a pencil so that when that thing is memorized already, I would strike them off or add more marking to some points that I have a tendency to forget later on. So this is basically how I used to read the NCERT, and I used to revise it every now and then whenever I used to get a bit of time so that I can remember all the points that I have to memorize.
Mainly the biology portion you have to revise more and more, na?
Yes.
Then what about chemistry and physics?
Yes, for chemistry, the physical chemistry was basically a bit easy for me. So I used to revise them basically based on the different questions that were asked previous years, and that's it. And for inorganic, I used to revise them regularly just like biology, and for the organic chemistry, the same as physical chemistry.
And for physics, NCERT is the role that NCERT played for in physics.
Yes. There is a popular stereotype that for NEET physics, that NCERT physics is not sufficient, but actually it is quite handy, because in NEET the questions are often asked based on some of the parts that need a bit of memory. So for that, NCERT is like Bhagavad Gita, whatever you say. So we have to read the parts that has to be memorized, like what are the ferromagnetic substances, what are the diamagnetic substances. Then there are portions like what are the different materials used for different purposes and uses of different gadgets, and some different types of curves that are the graphs, relations, some data. Those are the things basically we have to learn from NCERT physics. And as for practice, we can try any standard book containing questions such as the previous year's questions and all such things.
And so, Topojyoti, what was your approach towards NCERT?
So first of all, for biology, the NCERT is very concise and precise with respect to biology, because points are given, many points are given, but they are not so much explained. So first of all, I from the coaching module or from the notes which we make in the coaching institute, I used to make concepts, and then I used to revise those things from the NCERT so that I can get the important points of NCERT.
You note down the important concept in
side
of
the NCERT. And there are also blank
many too much blank places there.
Blank spaces. I used to write some extra points, and which are relevant, of course, because there are so many things which we cannot remember. So relevant point I used to write in those blank spaces, and while revising, while reading the NCERT, I used to highlight and mark the important points for further revision, so that my NCERT also get covered and I also may get the concepts. So this way I use biology. I approach. For chemistry, physical chemistry, NCERT was not of much use. I wrote at last before the exam. I read it once, but not much used in NEET. But for inorganic chemistry, it is very important. Just like biology, every line is important. Even I made a mistake in the NEET exam of F block question which came.
In our year also one A block question was there. I
So-
don't attend that question.
So that mistake I made in the NEET because I could not remember the line. So in inorganic, the same way you have to remember every line like that of biology, and in organic also the mechanisms in or in the NCERT are very important, and the NCERT is conceptually also good for organic chemistry. Many examples are also given, reaction mechanism, and the name reactions of organic chemistry which are given in NCERT are very important, because the questions are framed from those points. And for physics also, especially the 11th and 12th second part of NCERT, that mechanical properties of fluids, solids, and in case of in class 12 the arts, magnetism, and gravitation also. Many concepts are given in NCERT. So for concept building, NCERT is a very good book. Yes, of course, if you read for the first time, every concept you will not understand from NCERT directly. So first you have to learn from teachers or any support for physics, so that you can make concept, you can practice question, and then you go to NCERT and learn the theoretical concepts for further development.
And apart from NCERT, which other books you guys followed?
Okay, for me, actually, I followed the coaching materials for all the 3 subjects, but other than that, I used to follow the books of Sayak Saha, which is a standard book in West Bengal for physics and chemistry, and no other book for biology, because other books have written so much that things are a bit complicated and cannot be remembered and not needed if you read the NCERT biology. So that's it.
And Tapajati?
So for physics, in all the 3 subjects, I used to solve the coaching modules which were given to me, because those were most relevant questions. And apart from that, in case of physics, I used to solve AC Verma, but it was only based on interest. It has almost no role in NEET physics, especially. If you have interest in physics, then you can solve that because it develops your further concept. But with respect to NEET, it is of no importance. And if in case of chemistry, apart from coaching modules, I used to solve some books that those are of M. Chauhan, MS Chauhan. For organic chemistry, it is also a conceptually high. It is also something has some point a high level than NEET. So those are only for concept development. No need for NEET directly. But the coaching modules which I used to solve, given from our coaching institute, are the best and most important for NEET point of view. So I used to solve almost all of that. And apart from that, I used to solve some that he said that Chaya Prakashani, some question, not much, because of board.
For board preparation, you have to. Then for a 3 digit rank, how many times you have to revise NCERT?
Personally, for me, I do not exactly have a like these are the times I have to revise. I don't remember actually, but it was quite a lot. Quite a lot.
Means
especially the portions that were weak for me, that had a lot of memorization.
For biology, you have to revise minimum 10 times you have to revise.
10 to 20 times.
20 times you have to revise.
Yes, every thing, especially the last few chapters.
Ecology, biodiversity. And for Tapajati?
Yes, for me also same, especially the biology and inorganic portion. You have to revise in 2 digit times.
2 digit times.
And you have to the volatile topics you can revise as much till the time you don't recall those things. You have to remember revise, and in the end, before the exam, the frequency of revision increases.
You have to make a reflex that one question come from biology, and you see the options and tick the question, tick the answers. Okay. Yes. And for then about mock test, you tell something, means how many mock tests you have to give.
Yes.
Or
For me, it was like initially, I mean, from the very start, I used to practice setting the time. Now, at least like last few 6 months or something, I started practicing 2 to 3 mock test papers per week. And as the exam was banging on the door, I had to like do at least one paper per day.
one paper per day.
And after solving the paper, within the stipulated time, I have to see which are the parts that I have not prepared so well, and I would prepare accordingly the weaker spots, that these are the things I need to revise so that I do not make the mistake any longer. And especially there is one common mistake, like we solve something and while marking the OMR we mark something else. So for that we also need to practice on a situation which simulates the environment exactly in the exam hall, like wearing the marks for our time.
And you have to give the exam 2 to 5 means that is the time when the NEET will occur, na? So you have to give exam in that time, in that particular time. And for Tapajati?
Yes, for me also, in class 11th I was not so much exam oriented, and in class 12 the initial phase, the tests were organized by coaching institute in week or 2 week once, but gradually as the exam come close, in last 3 months it came to around 2 to 3 exams per week, and last month or last 2 months it almost every day an exam. And for me the giving exam is as equally important as analyzing the exam after after the result comes out where you made the mistake. So only giving is not sufficient, you have to analyze it to get.
You have to revise the mistakes also, means you have to see what mistakes you have done in there.
Otherwise it's completely useless.
Completely useless. Then what was your last 3 month strategy before the NEET?
Yes, in the
and
last
timetable also.
So I used to study 8 hours, almost 8 hours per day. There wasn't any fixed schedule. I used to like study what was weaker for me. There was nothing like I have to study this subject, that subject. I would just go through the books and go through the questions that I have made mistake. See if those parts are strong now, and if not, I would just switch over to the topic and read it. Yes.
And for Tapajati, you?
For me also, in last 3 months as the anxiety level increases, I used to watch some videos or talking to parents, those kind of things. And other than that, from study point of view, I used to revise the concepts again and again, reading NCERT multiple times, and also practicing question from question banks and giving tests. And if I get stuck in any concept, I used to clear that from our faculty members. They were very helpful. And so clearing the doubts is also important, and don't try to study very new things at the end, because it will confuse much.
And
So
consume a lot of time.
to consume a lot of time. So revising the old concept and giving test, practicing it is more important in the last time. And also to relieve from stress, you have to do some hobby or relaxing things.
Yes. So this is it. And if you guys have any further doubts, you can ask in the comment section. We will clear your doubt in the next video. And like, share and subscribe my channel. So we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.
Thank you.